going on there, friends? My name is M23, and welcome to my new Let's Play of Super Mario Bros. 3 for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Oh man, so, many of you probably remember that in December 23rd, 2013, I did a Let's Play of this game on the Game Boy Advance, and now we're here to play this game on the Super Nintendo. So you can either play a one-player game, a two-player game, or you can play a battle game, which is actually exclusive to All-Stars. But we're going to be playing a one-player adventure because I don't have friends with me, so let's do this. Okay, so starting off in World 1, this is the first Mario game where they introduce world maps. So every time you either beat a level or die, you're taken to a world map where you can choose a level that you can go to. And then you're entered into those levels. So in most other Mario games follow that concept. In most later Mario games they follow that concept. In those games some of those maps are of course indeed improved. This is Super Mario Bros. 3. So we are going to go for 100%. 100% includes beating every single level in the game, including all levels, all the overworld enemies, and that's it. You don't have to go through every single Toad house, which you'll see later on, which you'll see on the map. Yep, you just saw those. Those are Toad houses. We're not gonna be getting every one of those, but I will be getting most of the Toad houses just for the sake of showing them off in the playthrough. Okay, so there's a hidden one up right here. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So anyway, so Super Mario Bros. 3 is considered to be one of the best games during the NES era, which is really awesome, in my opinion. I really do enjoy Super Mario Bros. 3. It's definitely probably in my top 5. It's probably in my top 3 favorite classic Mario games. It's really amazing. Fortunately, it's a really tough game to be really good at, unfortunately. But I mean, does that bother me? I don't think so. Alright, what else is there to talk about in Super Mario Bros. 3? In the level, so the way the levels work in this game is well, wow, okay, that's actually some garbage luck there. The Boomerang Bro just jumped over my shell, and that really sucked. Oh well, that's fine. Alright. I'll try to, since all you have to do is beat every single level in the game, I'll try to show off as much stuff as I can. Like, for example, there is, if you hold down right here, guess what? I'm behind the level. And if you go behind the level, back over here, 1, 2 on this whistle will send you to a faraway land. And with that, we get ourselves a whistle. The whistles are your warp zones in the game, where you can actually warp to different worlds. And actually, there's a little trick to those whistles later on in when we get more whistles. So they're basically your warp zones. So for right now, you can either warp to World 2, 3, or 4 if you want. Now, Super Mario Bros. 3 is very notorious for having so many auto-scrollers. There are a lot of auto-scrollers in this game. I believe it's the game that has the most amount of auto-scrollers, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember for sure, but this game certainly has a lot of it. So introducing in this game that later on makes a return in New Super Mario Bros. 2 is the Raccoon Tail, where you can actually, it's the first flying power-up in the Mario series, where you can float to make platforming easier for you. You can also whack enemies, but unfortunately, whacking enemies, it's not a really reliable source of getting rid of enemies. Unfortunately, the animation is really slow. There's a bit of a delay of it. And the hitbox for the tail is pretty terrible. If you get every single coin in 1-4, you can get a blue toad house, and this blue toad house will give you a P-wing. Every odd number world will actually give you a P-wing if you get if you get a certain number of coins from a certain level. Every level has one level where you have to get a certain number of coins in order to spawn a blue toad house. Those are slots. Those are chances to win a 1-up, and I did not get it. But that's okay. Whoa, okay. All right. Waffles. Those are a lot of people call them waffles. They look like waffles, though. Don't get me wrong about that. So we have the fortress, which are your mini castles of the game. So they're basically your halfway marks. Well, actually, some worlds later on you'll encounter will have more than one fortress, and these are your save points. So if you've beaten I just basically created a shortcut for myself at the end of the level. But if you beat the boss of the fortresses, then the lock that you see on the map goes away, and so that if you get a game over, then you can bypass that lock, so that way you don't have to replay certain levels all over again. Game overs are a little annoying in this game, because if you game over, then all the levels are you have to do them all over again in order to get past them. Unless you got rid of the lock, it'll actually save that. If you're really bad at the game, then I hope that you game over at just the right moments. Otherwise, then you might be in trouble. So over here we have coin heaven, or at least that's what I call it. You can get a bunch of coins as well as a free life up there, which is really nice. It's always nice to get 1-ups. All right, so anyway, I got the whistle from the fortress. So now I have 2 whistles. You can actually, if you use both of them, then you go straight to World 8 right off the bat. So you can beat this game in basically 10 minutes if you want. But since we're going for 100%, I am not going to be doing that at all. Let's see. So yeah, even though that was one of the ways of beating the level. Unfortunately, I can't show the other way because you can't beat the level twice, which kind of sucks. But oh well. At least I showed off something than doing something the intended way. So this level is a bit of a tricky level as far as platforming is concerned, but we got through no problem. All right, so now we're about to actually beat the first level. So we're gonna beat the first world very shortly. Okay, now we have these things. These are card houses. You can get a ton of items if you're really good at matching cards. Oh, that's an embarrassment. Okay, that's a mushroom. Okay, yeah. There's a different number of there's a different number of sets of cards that you can choose from. I'm usually that's a set. I know 2 different sets of cards memorized right off the top of my head, but the set that I got from that one, I didn't memorize it. So if you get a match, then that's the item that you get. For example, I just got 2 mushrooms there, and that meant I got a mushroom in my inventory. That's another thing in this game. The toad houses will give you items that you can use before you start a level. While you're on the map, you have an inventory of items that you could use before you begin a level, which is very convenient in case you happen to in case you want to make a level look easy, or you're struggling, which is very convenient. Unfortunately, you can only carry up to I want to say it's 28 items that you can only carry up to in this game. So you have to make good use of it, and the items do not stack at all. So make sure so if you have a lot of items, then I'd recommend using all those items whenever you can to make levels easy. In the Game Boy Advance version of this game, you can carry up to 36 items. But because we're not playing the Game Boy Advance version, we have to deal with 28s. So that was Larry Koopa that we just defeated. And so, whenever we go through these castles that look like Peach's Castle, it looks like Peach's Castle to me. You go through an auto-scroller. Every airship in this game is an auto-scroller. So you have to go through those, and then once you do that, then you fight a Koopaling. The first Koopaling that we just defeated was Larry Koopa. So there we go. Oh, thank heavens, I'm back to my old self again. Thank you so much. Here's a letter from the princess. The Toad is very happy. Alright, let's see what the letter says. If you see any ghosts, be careful. They will give chase if you turn away. And Peach was nice enough to give us a P-Wing. The P-Wing is, well, think of it as like one of those. So every Mario game that has that features a flying power-up will have a power-up where you can abuse it a lot of times, and so the P-Wing is pretty much, well, you can use the P-Wing. If you use the P-Wing, you can fly over an entire level if you do that. Which, for the sake of the Let's Play, I will not be doing that at all. There are some levels where the P-Wing actually is actually really useful, but I will not be using it at all for the sake of the Let's Play. It's I don't like that power up. It's way too overpowered. So anyway, now we have 2-2. So we're in World 2 now, and World 2 is the desert world. This is actually when every world map has a theme to them. For example, World 1 was the grassland, and this is the desert hill as what's called in World 2. You'll see more themes in other worlds. The first 3 worlds in this game are usually commonly known in later Mario games, as you'll probably see later on. Fortunately, that's not the that's not the case for Super Mario World though. Super Mario World does not have the same themes as this game. Alright, so we have the first introduction to Thwomps in this level, as well as the first introduction to Thwomps in a Mario game. Thwomps will only go down when you're near them. So, and those are really mean, and they're really mean. They like to crush on you, which sucks. Alright, so here's Boom Boom, the first introduction to Boom Boom in a Mario game. Boom Boom, of course, pulls off no challenge at all. All you have to do is jump on 3 times, or if you have firepower, you just shoot 5 fireballs at him, and that's it. It's easy. Just like that. Alright, and then now we're fighting Boomerang Bros. Get out of here. Boomerang Bros are pretty... They're the easiest bros in the game. There are 3 types of bros in Super Mario Bros. 3. We have Hammer Bros, we have Boomerang Bros, and there are Fire Bros. Fire Bros are easiest to deal with, in my opinion. They're just that. Good way to describe it, I guess. This is a star. Alright, good. But yeah, they're pretty. So yeah, we have to kill off all of them. Whoa, there's something up here. What's this? What is this? What is this? What did I just encounter? Whoa, a bunch of coins. Wow, how useful. All right. Bam. Okay. So far, this playthrough has been pretty straightforward, and it's gonna be straightforward as the game progresses. Okay, there we go. So every level ends with a card instead of a flagpole. And when you get a flagpole, or when you get a card, so you get either a star, a mushroom, or a fire flower. If you get 3 cards, then you get 1 up. However, if 3 of the cards are the same, then you get a bunch of lives, depending on the symbol of the cards. So if you have 3 stars, then you get 3 stars, you'll get 5 lives. If you get 3 flowers, you'll get 3 lives. And then if you get 3 mushrooms, you'll get 2 lives. The most common you can get is 3 stars. Because when you run at full speed, you're almost guaranteed to get when you get the cards at full speed, then you're almost guaranteed to get a star card, which is why you want to try to. Okay, yeah, there we go. So I was guaranteed to get a star card because I was running at that full speed. Well, I was almost guaranteed. There's some levels where it doesn't. There are a few levels where that's not so much the case. So that was the only. So that level, it featured the evil sun, and this evil sun used to be a childhood nightmare for a lot of casual gamers. But the best way to deal with that level is to basically speedrun it. Pretty much, yeah. That's the best way. That's the best way to deal with that level. I mean, sometimes, of course, it wouldn't go well. Oh, what? Okay, that was pretty lame. Alright, well, that was also pretty lame. Okay. You can kill the sun as well by throwing a Koopa shell at it, which makes no sense to me. But it was a cool discovery when I found that out myself. Alright, so that was 2-4. There's a top path in that level that's like so much easier to go through than the path that I just took. That was the normal path. I took this path because I already showed the top path in during my Let's Play. My original Let's Play of the game. I'm taking different paths throughout these levels because I didn't get to show some of these paths during the original Let's Play that I did the 3.5 years ago that I played this game. Like, there was a bonus area up on the top that I could have shown, but I already showed that off. So yeah, we're just here to have fun. I'm blazing through these levels, as I might have noticed. Get out of here, Boomerang Bros. You guys are mean. Okay, we have a hammer. The hammer's actually going to be important for this world. Most people do not know. Okay, I'll show this off after I beat this level. This is actually a pyramid level, the only pyramid level in the game. So you're inside of a pyramid. So this is what the inside of a pyramid looks like. I bet you guys never seen what the inside of a pyramid looks like in the Egyptian days, because I sure haven't. I'm sure of it. But oh man, that was terrible. I'm sorry. Okay. But there's a little something over here. There's a invisible block there that'll help you get up to this pipe, and then you can pretty much just get these coins if you want. All right. So the two-player function in this game is actually really cool, because in this game, if you die or beat a level, then the next player gets to play. And what's cool is that, ooh, nice. So I actually jumped out of a pipe with full speed, and that is actually a 3-frame window to do that. And I'm actually surprised that I got that. But anyway, so so if you beat a level or die, then you switch characters. And what's cool is that when you beat a level, it shows which character you beat the level as, which is really nice. And you can even compete. You can even play a battle mode. Oh man, this is bad. Okay, this is gonna be terrible. Oh! Oh! Okay. All right. Yeah. That was fighting Fire Bros is really dangerous in being small. Thankfully, there's not very many Fire Bros in this game. Otherwise, that'd be really disastrous. But that's still pretty nerve-wracking. But anyway, yeah, you can play a battle mode with your friend, and the battle mode is really interesting. You're basically competing with each other in the classic Mario Bros. Stage. And I don't mean Super Mario Bros., I mean Mario Bros. And you basically just compete, like, you can steal each other's cards, pretty much. I believe you can also swap No, swapping lives is in GBA. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. I haven't done it in a while, though. It's pretty fun when you do the Mario vs. Luigi mode in this game. It's not as interesting as the Mario vs. Luigi mode in New Super Mario Bros. For the DS. Alright, once again, more auto-scrolling. And, yeah, get used to it. This game has a lot of auto-scrollers. So it's, it gets pretty boring. But, I mean, what else can you do? These enemies infinitely spawn, no matter how many times you kill them. So I'd recommend just deal with them whenever you can. Alright, so this is Morton Koopa Jr. Morton Koopa Jr. is easier than Larry Koopa because he's a bigger hitbox, and that's pretty much it. A lot of these bosses are very self-explanatory, especially Boom Boom. You'll be fighting Boom Boom quite a lot. So there we go. So we just beat the first 2 worlds, and that was really easy. Yeah, first 2 worlds aren't really hard. The difficulty starts ramping up in World 3. I actually think World 3 is one of the hardest worlds in the game, in my opinion. And you'll see why in the next video. You can stomp on your enemies using Karibo's shoe. That's an item that we'll be making use of later in the game. Alright, and with that is going to be it for this episode of Super Mario Bros. 3. So next time we're going to be taking on World 3. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.